welcome. We are here to do a Mini Ninjas class. This class today is going to have some different kind of warm-ups than you've seen before and a few extra games and activities that we can do for fun. So to start warming up, again, I want to just re-emphasize that Mr. Brady here, he's going to be playing the part of the parent. Ms. Burgett's going to be playing the part of your child or the student you have there in front of you. And they're just demonstrating this because parent involvement is definitely necessary at the Mini Ninja level to do and participate in their class. If they're not here with an instructor, they just need somebody helping them guide through the drills. So in this beginning portion, I encourage you to do the warm-ups with them. It never hurts to get our hearts pumping as well a little bit throughout the day. We are going to start, I'm going to have them demonstrate all of the activities we're doing. We're going to start with arm circles today. So to start, they're going to do 10 arm circles to the front, and then they're going to switch and they're going to do 10 arm circles to the back. This is what it should look like. Ready, guys? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then they switch and they go backwards. And while they're doing those, I'm going to encourage you, you can challenge them. Who can do the biggest circles? Who can do the smallest circles? Maybe who can do the fastest circles? You can play with these a lot while you're doing your 10 arm circles. Good. After your arm circles, we're going to come down on the ground and we're going to do what we like to call dragon tails. So you're going to sit down on the ground. You're going to put both feet straight out in front of you. I'm going to have Ms. Project turn just to the side a little bit so you can see what she's doing there. Both feet straight out in front of you. You're going to take your hands and actually put them on the ground behind you. The goal is that we don't fall back to our elbows or our back. We keep our hands there to brace us. And we're going to use our dragon tails locked together because dragons don't split their tails to fly, at least not the ones that we're going to use in here. Dragon tails are together. You're going to raise them up and then you're going to drop them back down. And the goal is to do at least 10 dragon tail lifts. So they're going to practice counting to 10 together while they do their lifts. Go ahead, guys, and demonstrate.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then they come back down. And then they're going to bring them up again. Ready, go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And back down. I encourage you to do 10 of these. That's if you're feeling really skilled. So you come up, you hold for 10, you bring it back down. It'll really get your tummies working, your abs engaged, your legs will start to feel that burn a little bit. But it gives you just an exercise to get your heart kind of pumping and your body moving. The next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to lay back all the way flat on the floor, and we're going to do our zombie crunches. We like these because they come with a lot of sound effects. So today we're going to make it a little bit of a competition to see if Mr. Brady or Ms. Burgett makes the best zombie sound effects. All they're going to do is when I say go, they're going to bring their arms up tall, and then they're going to sit up making zombie sounds coming up off the ground. So arms up to the sky, ready, and up. And back down. Good, so you'll see it becomes a little bit of fun. But you know what? I'm just going to challenge these two because I know they can be way better zombies than that. So they're going to show you one more example, and they're going to give their very best zombie. Ready, go! I think we have some pretty awesome zombies around here. And back down. Good, and we practice the up-down motion. So we are doing crunches, but we're teaching them to bring their arms up and to use that kind of momentum to come forward. So I'm going to encourage you to do 10 of these. We also, on our very last one, we like to do it in slow motion. So I would say, zombie arms up and go. No, that's not the speed of the video. They really did just go that slow. So the slow motion version just adds a little element of difficulty to the crunch coming up so that they can practice this. Now that our bodies are all warmed up, we're going to do a couple fun activities and drills with you today. The first one we're going to do is going to require the hand gear that you use in our sparring class. If you don't have hand gear at home or you don't have that accessible, you could use oven mitts. They make great tools for doing this type of an activity. So I'm going to encourage you, if you have the hand gear, you don't actually put it on, you just hold them on the ends with the padded side facing in so that you can use that for your tool. If you have oven mitts, go ahead and put them on. Just recognize that you still have your hand inside the oven mitt, so you don't want to swing too hard with them. What they're going to do is they're going to practice a series of blocks. So if Mr. Brady swings that oven mitt or that glove down low, Miss Bridgette's going to use the hand on the same side to try to stop that block. All we're looking for is a straight arm. If it goes to the side of her head, like her ear, she's going to use a wall. It's going to be just kind of a 90-degree angle bent and a wall on either side. And if it goes over her head, we just want her to cover her head. In our karate classes, we call these low blocks, middle blocks, and high blocks. But for the sake of this activity and game, we're just looking for the motion. As long as they're stopping it low, stopping it at the side of their head, and covering, then they're practicing the basic skill sets of blocking. To do the drill, it would look a little bit more like this. Mr. Brady might start with low, low, middle, middle, high, high. He'll demonstrate what that looks like. Just alternating the arms. He then, if it seems like they're getting this pretty easily, he might try to trick a little bit. Notice that he's not actually going to hit her, but he's going to get really close so that she figures out which thing he's trying to do. It's a little bit tricky, even when you're a practiced ninja. So take it slow, have some fun, just build that reflex and that memory with this drill. As we move on, we're going to give you a couple more fun games that you can play with just some resources that you have around your house. This particular game is called Ninja Dash, and all it's going to require is some sort of a ball in your house. If you don't have a ball at home or a softball that you're willing to throw inside, maybe grab a stuffed animal or just a pillow or something that's easily catchable for your little guy or girl at home. How this works is Mr. Brady and Miss Bridgette are actually going to start in the same place. So they're going to start kind of next to each other. She's going to be right next to him. When he says go, she's going to take off running. When he says stop, her job is to stop exactly where she is, turn around, and he's going to be throwing her a ball to catch. So she kind of has to process the stop-go motion and catching at the same time. So it would look like this if they demonstrate.
Ready, go. And stop.
And then she runs it back.
And go. Stop. And one more time, go. Stop.
So again, if all our activities and games that we're playing at home, I would do this at minimum 5 times. If you can do it about 10 times just to practice the repetition of the activity, that's great too. If it's more fun than that for your kid and they think they're having a great time, continue to play it. But it's always kind of at the level of where it's still fun and it's still exciting. At some point, if it gets a little too much or they just start to lose interest, that's okay. Go ahead and stop the game and move on to a different one. Or tell them that they've done a great job for the day and their karate lesson is over. The next thing we're going to do is our last game and activity for this class. It's going to be called kick and catch. We're going to use 4 different colored hoops and that same ball. Because we have hoops here, that's our tool that we would use. If you're at home, I might use 4 pieces of paper that are colored differently, or 4 different objects that they can maybe not stand on but next to. But that way they can identify different colors. It's going to be run similar to the last game where both people are going to kind of start away from the hoops. Again, this time, Mr. Brady, or you as the parent, you're going to call out a color. And it's the job of our participant to run to that color and to kick 5 times when they get to that color, alternating their legs. 4, 5. Then, on that last kick, they're going to get thrown the ball to catch. So they're going to run to that color, identify the color. They're going to do 5 kicks, and then they're going to catch the ball. Again, if they need help or instruction along the way, provide them with that feedback. Remember, it's 5 different legs. Great job finding the color. That kind of a thing is really going to help them and encourage as we're doing this game. So we'll demonstrate what this looks like. Mr. Brady's going to tell her what color. She's going to do 5 kicks, and then he's going to throw her the ball. And then we're going to repeat the process. Let's see, guys.
Ready, yellow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then she runs it back. This time you're going to pick a different color.
Blue.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, as you do this activity, you'll be able to do it as many times as it is fun. If you find that your child is struggling with the color part of this activity, for some reason they're not recognizing them, maybe limit the colors. And then it's a great opportunity for you to reinforce that developmental skill. If they can't tell between blue and green yet, maybe just practice, put blue and red out so they get the opportunity to continue to practice that. These are all designed to be developmentally appropriate. However, it's a range when you're talking about 4 to 6-year-olds. And so if they're at a different level of this, feel free to adjust or modify as needed for them while you're practicing at home. Hope you guys are having some fun and enjoying these videos. I hope you had a great time doing your karate lesson today, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.